I won't tell you that you can change your life within 30 days or next morning when you'll wake up, you become a completely different personality. But that's not true, and that's not how life works, right? Because real changes are very slow, messy, and sometimes even uncomfortable too, right? But if you really wanted to change yourself, you have to be very consistent and disciplined at the same time. So let me tell you that I am someone who can be very lazy at some times, like really very lazy. But there's another side of me too. Like, I'm very consistent, disciplined, and I always have a very optimistic approach towards every single thing that I'm doing. Even when I'm making this video, I'm very optimistic towards that one day I'll literally get 1 million reach on my videos. Okay, so I am here with 12 steps that you need to follow for becoming the greatest version of yourself. And all you have to do is to be very disciplined, showing up consistently, and trusting your own self. First, stop lying to yourself, because that is the biggest hindrance in your growth. It is not lack of time, it is basically lack of honesty that you have maintained towards yourself. Because let me tell you, the moment you start accepting that where you are, you literally start improving in your life. Because being honest to yourself is little bit uncomfortable, but it's really very powerful. Second, start small but stay consistent. Why am I saying that? Because you don't need to do something big in your life in order to become the greatest version of yourself. You just need to be regular. For example, if you are not able to study 10 hours every day, like if it feels impossible to you, then all you can do is to study 2 to 3 hours every day. And when it becomes regular or consistent, slowly increase it. So let me give you an example that if I have studied 10 hours 2 days straight, then maybe on next day I am not feeling well, or I'm not feeling like studying, or there are other situational factors that are not letting me focus on my studies properly. So all I can do is to tell myself that even if not 10 hours, then all I can do is to study 2 to 5 hours on that particular day, because I literally do not believe in being perfect or being a perfectionist. All I believe is showing up consistently, and that's all we need to do. Third, stop seeking motivation, because motivation is temporary, it is not permanent, and motivation itself depends on several different factors. And if you are waiting that these factors need to come together in order to make you feel motivated, then you will not be able to become the greatest version of yourself. Fourth, reduce distraction. See, I am not saying you कि Instagram use करना बंद कर दो, YouTube use करना बंद कर दो, social media से एकदम cut off कर लो खुद को. Obviously, if you are doing this, ये तो अच्छी चीज़ है. But still, all I am saying कि अगर टाइम देना भी है तो give 2 to 5 minutes, और एक पर्टिकुलर टाइम सेट कर लो कि उतने ही टाइम को आई विल गिव उतना टाइम ऑन यूट्यूब और either on Instagram, right? Because let me tell you that every time you are choosing scrolling over working, you're literally giving a damn hint to your career, your goal, your ambitions that, hello, I don't want you, you can go away. Fifth, stop making unrealistic and utopian promises to yourself, because let me tell you that one of the biggest mistakes that we often do in our daily life is overpromising to ourselves, and this overpromising is work as a fueling agent in demotivation, bad moods, and so on. Because every day we say to ourselves that today I'll study 10 hours, today I'll study 5 hours, even if it's feeling hard to you. From today onwards or tomorrow onwards, I'll join gym, I'll work on my body, I'll work on my physique, and so on. The promises you make to yourself. But the moment you are not able to achieve your goals, your promises that you have made to yourself, you started feeling demotivated, underconfident, bad, upset, and so on. So be practical, be pragmatic, and be constructive, and make your promises very realistic. Sixth, showing up on bad days. That is the biggest factor that is fueling you towards your growth, because everyone is working hard when they are feeling good, when they are feeling light, when they are feeling overwhelming. But not everyone is working hard when they are feeling tensed, stressed, or depressed, right? But the moment you started working hard even on bad days, you have literally aced 80% of difficulties, right? So, for example, if you have made a plan of studying 2 hours every day, then just complete a smaller portion of it Just study 30 minutes or 40 minutes on that particular day. Seventh, track your record. Because sometimes what happens that we feel like we are not improving in our life, even if we are. So in that case, only tracking our record can help us. So in my case, I basically use an app called Time Balance. In your case, you can use a notebook, an app, and apart from that, whatever feels good to you, you can go with it. Eighth, build self respect through actions. So, let me tell you that self respect doesn't build from thinking positive every time. It basically builds from keeping promises to yourself. Every time you make a promise to yourself and you're completing it, yourself will praise you, will appreciate you, and next time the probability of you completing your task, you completing your promises will automatically increase. Ninth, stop comparing because your journey is not supposed to look like anyone else. You're comparing your life to someone who is living completely different life than you. You have been through a different stages and difficulties in your life, and that person have been through a different stages and difficulties in their life. 10th, accept slow result. So as a human, we all have a tendency that we want a very quick, a very fast results. But let me tell you that a real growth is slow and sometimes invisible too. And that is where most of the people quit. And the one who remains ultimately become the greatest version of themselves. 11th, forgive yourself and don't repeat same mistakes again and again. You're not perfect. You'll have off days, and that's okay because at the end, we all are humans. But the problem comes when we leave and let our mistakes becomes a habit. 12th, and the most important one is basically decide who you want to become because your actions follows your identity. If you constantly saying that I am not good, I am lazy, you're basically attracting such kind of actions in your life. But the moment you start saying that I am working hard, I am being consistent towards my goal, maybe initially it feels fake to you, but later on your actions becomes your identity. So at the end, no video, no advice, and no person can change your life until or unless you really want it to. So if you wanted to become the greatest version of yourself, then subscribe my channel and be the part of this journey.